Yo, what up? It's Joe, guys. Sound My Music.
Ooh, he's coming for you. This is the way I feel. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You can have your turn too. No need to be
Hey everyone, welcome to the podcast. It's me, Gabs, Jolie. We're here tonight. We're going to talk about our new song coming out. Well, our first song coming out, MISFIT. We want you guys to, get to know a little bit more behind the song. And, we're going to ask each other some questions, Joel. So what do you want to say about our song MISFIT? Because, I mean, we're promoting it. We're sharing it. We want people to link in, go listen to it 10 times, 5 times. What do you reckon, Joel?
Look, it's been a journey, isn't it? It's been a journey to get into this point.
Yeah.
You know, we've been doing music over a year and, well, maybe close to 2 years.
Yeah.
And been doing performances out there and stuff in community and different gigs and stuff. And, you know, we've put music to some platforms, but not the full extent to, you know, every platform out there. So,
that's right.
You know, for us to get to this point, very excited and can't wait to showcase with the world, you know, that our song MISFIT is going to be available everywhere.
I wonder what people think of when they hear the word misfit too, because I suppose they're wanting to know from us as well what we mean by it.
Yeah.
Probably a good thing we could do is go through how we got to the song and like the process of making the song and the idea of the lyrics and all that kind of thing. Do you remember, because I sent you a screenshot of sort of like some of our interaction back last year when we were writing it. Yeah. And I think originally you sent me a whole bunch of beats. You used to just send them to me and then I would try and record singing and just come up with a song and send it back to you. Yeah. So do you remember that moment, like me doing that? Or
the way you used to send what you were working on was you'd sing, you know, and then you send it through.
A recording,
I wish I could hear that recording because I can't remember.
I know.
You know, like,
and
when you do send something through, it's fire, you know. And
always.
And it's good, take it. But it is, you know, and that's a gift and it's a talent that you have.
I think as well, I actually don't think when I heard that song, like that beat come through first from you, I don't even think I was thinking about those lyrics, if I'm honest. It's not like I was sitting there going, oh, today I feel like a misfit. I'm going to write a misfit song, if that makes sense. It was kind of like what organically came out while I heard the beat. It's not like it was like pre-thought of and then I got the beat. It was more like I heard the beat and these are the words. Because when I listened back to it, I almost literally said the exact same word for word what we actually ended up recording, not as like a couple of weeks later. Was literally, this is the way I fit. And nothing wrong with it. You can have your turn too. Hey, it was literally like, so it was kind of like it just was a download, like. Yeah, it's pretty interesting the way that came together.
Well, I think that's another gift, you know, being able to, you know, listen to something, feel something and let it fly.
Yes.
You know, so, and I just piggybacked off that, you know.
You're like, in the message, you were like, go, we're going to record it next week. I was like, straight away.
See?
Yeah.
There we go. And I just love that, you know, that's how music should be made, you know, like listen to the sound and what do you get from that sound playing and how do you push that into a song and express yourself in that way. You know, and I think that's a powerful thing that the Lord's gifted us with in doing music is we can take and listen to, you know, a sound or some type of music, instrumental, and then it's like, well, how can I give through that? You know, so for it to be misfit and for us to be able to relate to that as well. It's just perfect, you know?
I feel like probably in some way or another, whether it was like consciously or subconsciously, that word and that statement to some degree or another was sitting somewhere inside of me, if that makes sense, for it to be able to actually come out into a song. Because I think when I was thinking about this the other day, even making up a song, like you can have an inspiration from a sound. So you know how sometimes we'll listen to a beat and we'll be like, all right, what do we visualize? What are we seeing? And then what's the storyline? And then that gives us somewhat of an idea of, you know, and we can have, most of the time we can have some similar ideas, but and then we feed off each other talking back and forth about that. But I think sometimes as well, if you've already got some sort of you're already kind of pondering something or a thought or a word or there's a learning that you're having in that moment or a heart posture or an attitude or something, and it's sitting almost just under the surface. So when you hear a beat, or I do, I think that comes out because you become quite vulnerable to write a song. Like, you don't generally write a song and be like, I'm perfect, I'm great at good and everything. Do you know what I mean? You're probably going to sing about something that's probably a little bit deeper.
Like what you're explaining there, you know, is how I got into music in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, I had a story to tell, you know, and I didn't know how to express it. So that was the platform of putting it out there. Like, you know, how can you take emotions and feelings, things that you're struggling with, and use it in a positive way? So I really love that, you know, hearing the lyrics of "This is the way I feel."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's come out through what has been in your heart.
Yes.
And now it's our first song.
And even the lyrics of it, though, is kind of like there's this idea of when you make songs, sometimes they're like outward and then sometimes they're like inward. Like, does that make sense? So it's kind of like sometimes it's like you're telling someone something, like you could be storytelling, but then also sometimes I think you're telling yourself. Like, and so it's almost like affirming or like trying to encourage yourself, because the song is like, even the lyrics are, this is the way I feel, ain't nothing wrong with it. You can if your turn to, don't need to be so rude. So it's kind of like the idea of being like, I'm me, you're you. Like, what? Like, I just want like that kind of like affirmation of like, I'm encouraging myself that I don't need to be like you, and I want to encourage you that you don't need to be like me. Just be you. Like,
and that's okay. Like, you may not fit in or feel that you fit in, but at the same time, you belong. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So,
and I also don't think, I mean, like, how boring would it be if we're all the same?
If we, robots.
Literally.
You know? Like
That'd be
Tesla
so
1,
boring.
Tesla 2.
Yeah, that's it. What do you think being a misfit means to you, though?
You know, for me, that's the journey that I've always kind of been through. You know, as a child growing up, never fitting in school, you know, like I dropped out of school when I was 11 years old. So for me, it throughout my whole life, I kind of always had this feeling of not fitting in. I don't get to, you know, you didn't get to go to those formal things. You don't hear about reunions and stuff like that, you know. And I guess because we were so couch surfing, you know, and going from place to place, housing commissions, all of that stuff, you don't always get to keep the same friends or the same community that you're in. So when you're trying to establish yourself in a place where you don't know anyone, you really feel like you don't fit in. Do you know what I mean? So when it comes to like being a misfit, in school, in even workplaces, you know, and even in teams as well, you know. And for me, that's what misfit is yes, you may not fit in, but at the same time, you do fit, right? And there's probably so many other people that feel the same way, you know, that are misfits. Like, I'd even say somebody like the likes of Bill Gates was a misfit. You know what I mean? Like, for him to do that, or, man, even Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, for him to even come to this world. And most people were expecting a Messiah, right? They were expecting
a certain type.
You know, probably 6'5", you know, where muscles. You know, muscles and riding a horse. You know, he didn't. He rode on a donkey. You know, and I guess that's the thing, is a lot of people didn't accept him, and I wonder how he felt. You know, and I think with many things he had to come and uphold that, but there's a belonging and there's a purpose in being a misfit. You know, it may not be that you fit in here, but you do fit somewhere. And that's the purpose, is finding where you fit and being okay that, yes, although you may not feel that in your heart, man, your identity and you being here is what it's all about.
Also, I think though, like you have to, like even with the song, making a choice for it not to be a victim thing.
No.
Like if we make it like I'm a misfit, me, I'm
Poor
gonna be
me,
sad
woe
about me.
is
Yeah,
me.
no.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if we want, we can actually say, well, I'm a misfit. Like I'm not gonna fit in. I am who I am. This is how God's made me. Obviously, I'm made in His image, so I'm gonna try my best to be like Him, and I'm not gonna get that always right. But at the end of the day, like if your motivation, like even with that making a label or whatever, if it's to be like, oh, well, I'm just never going to change or I'm never going to fit in, and it's like a negative thing, then that's not helpful either, because we are getting renewed in Christ and we are changing, but it's just about being who you are. Because I think a lot of people would think that, oh, you come to Christ or, you know, you get born again and it's like all of a sudden you're like everyone else. Or actually, no, you're still exactly who God made you. But it looks the same, but it looks different. It's kind of like it's hard to kind of explain, right? So before I came to Christ, I was loud and obnoxious. And now I'm still loud and probably sometimes obnoxious, but it's different. It's not like I'm out wilding out doing crazy stuff like I used to. I'm doing it in a different way. I'm being loud about encouraging others. I'm being loud about getting music out. I'm loud about Jesus. I'm loud about being who I am, right?
What does Misfit mean to you?
Like what season of life, you know? Like I feel like there's obviously to some degree or another, like there's always a part of you that feels like a bit of a misfit. I mean, I could feel like a misfit right now if I really wanted to. Like if I had the mentality of going so deep with that, then I could be like, oh, I don't fit in here. I'm not doing this, or I don't do that, or, you know, like I think sometimes that mentality can lean us into that thought process of it. But I mean, I've shared it with you, like when I started at my job and working there, and I sort of had an idea that everyone that it works at a Christian industry was just going to be like super nice and good. And I feel like, I don't know, I mean, you don't know old me, like, and you know, like, oh, I've done some things, like, you know what I mean? Like, so I think there's that part that was a little bit like feeling like maybe I'm going to be a bit of a misfit, right? Like, I'm not going to be standing like an altar girl with a candle. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, right. But I think actually that was probably, that was more about me and my thoughts about myself. And, you know, I really had to think in terms of how does my father see me? My father, God, not my dad, Glenn. And my father, God, you know, how does he see me? And he sees me, I am made new in Christ. You know, I am forgiven. He loves me. He has good things for me. He wants me around my brothers and sisters in Christ. And I think if I go into it like, well, they're not going to like me, I've already made the choice then that I'm going to keep myself on the outside versus I'm going to have to go in and be like, you know what, I feel uncomfortable because not even culturally, but like just the idea of who I grew up with, the things I used to do. Like I think that can kind of go, oh, I can't be around people like that because they're goody two shoes. You know what I mean? But even that in its sense is not really a good good frame of mind if I'm also making that judgment. You know what I mean? And I think if anything, it's one of the best choices of my life is working where I work with, who I work with, and actually getting to see the variety of lots of different people. And also as well that, you know, just because people have, you know, been Christian their whole life or, you know, it feels like they've never done anything wrong, even though we know that's not true. But they're also really actually just wonderful, beautiful people.
Yes.
So if I sort of going, I'm a misfit, I'm not going to blend in, then I would be missing out on some really great friendships and some really great connections, and also seeing really wonderful families who are Christian and adults with their children who they're also leading in Christ. And it's such a inspiration because I go, oh, I hope my kids grow up and they're like these people. So I think that's nice. Does that make sense? Yes. And if I'd gone with the idea of I'm too much of a misfit, I'm not going to go there because I need to just stay with this idea of who I am, whatever it might be, then I'd be missing out on all that. But I think that's a trust thing too, is going, well, God, you told me to be here. So Father God told me to go. I'm a go.
Yeah.
And he doesn't ever disappoint,
No.
does he? He's perfect.
Have you ever felt like that going into church?
I feel like you could feel like it everywhere.
Mm.
I feel like it everywhere. Not even just in a Christian sense. I mean, even before that, I would have
Yeah,
done
yeah.
it. I mean, even like, you know, when I was in high school, all my friends were Polynesian. So I always felt like the odd one out. I don't speak Samoan, I didn't speak Tongan, but I learnt it.
You're more Polynesian than me.
But I mean, like, but that's also like, but I think that's also because a lot of my friends were like that. When I went to and worked in places where there weren't a lot of people that were like my friends in high school or the friends that I grew up with or whatever, I also would do that. I go, oh, they don't look like people I would normally hang around with. Like, so it's not really like it's just more of a cultural thing, if that makes sense. Like, not like an ethnicity thing, more of like I'm used to laughing at certain jokes or like, do you get what I mean? Is it sounding worse?
You make me want to laugh now.
Do you get what I mean, though? I don't know how to explain
I do, but
it.
I was on
Does that make sense,
the flip
Christian?
side.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Not having to be a mold shape. And I also think that's just kind of like a social construct, for lack of a better word, like the idea that everyone's got to be perfect or you've got to have all your ducks in a row before you can do anything.
Yeah.
Like, we could discount ourselves now and be like, well, we're not professionals, so we're not going to do a podcast.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into singing because we never actually had lessons. Like, how many things can you talk yourself out of because you don't fit the model? But like Bill Gates or something, he probably looked like he was a misfit or an outlier or, you know, outside the box because he was probably brave enough to actually try something different that no one else was doing. You know what I mean? So it's kind of that as well.
Yeah.
Doing something being brave.
Yeah.
I think you get used to growing, like, you go hanging around a certain type of crew of friends and then you got to make other friends and you're like, these people are like super, like, really.
Just say it. Say it. Say it. Say it.
No!
You racist.
I have black friends now. I got white friends. Nah,
I know what you mean though.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, I'm trying to say, like, culturally, as in, like, not ethnicity-wise, just in terms of, like, what we laugh at, like, what things we find funny, what things we like to do on the weekends, all that kind of stuff. It's just different. That's all it is. Like, me and my friends' school, we would never have gone camping. We would have never gone fishing.
why?
Because we were like, stop me. I know you're trying to catch me. You're trying to get me saying something.
She badass.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right?
Tell them everyone what you did, Gabs. I used to work school and smoke cigarettes.
See, told you. Right.
Like, but even like being a misfit, like, you think to yourself, like, you can, you can either make it something that's going to make you be an outsider and it's going to lead you down a path of victim mentality and stuff, or you can also lean into, I am a misfit right now, but I'm going to choose to see how can I be a part of this and be like a powerful person, right? How can I have personal responsibility? And yeah, you get what I mean?
Yes, but some people don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think, like, that's the part where some people can't see that side that we see now.
Yeah.
You know, we've been in the profession of clinical experience. We've seen, like, you know, like how to navigate through that, because we've kind of come through that, and we're I'm not saying we're so far disconnected, but we've been there and we've done that.
Yeah.
Now this is what we didn't want for our lives and for our kids and generations to come. So these are the changes that we made.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think when you're still in it, it's really hard to see the way out. You know, you kind of take, like, I think I shared it with you before. I used to drive down Gold Coast, and there was Australia Fair. And right on the corner of Australia Fair was this, like, seafood restaurant. I think it was Seafood Galaxy or something, you know. We're driving down there, and I always look past, and I'm just like, man, these rich, stinking people, you know, they get to eat all their seafood, and, you know, I was never, no way I'm going to be in like their shoes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never going to be like that. And I used to think about that all the time. But, you know, on the flip side of things, I've been to that spot like way more than 10 times. You know what I mean? With my family. And I became that person. and because I was sitting in that seat,
Yeah.
I was able to look back and go, man, I used to think that you had to be rich, you had to have nice things to be able to afford a seat at these tables, you know.
But even think
fancy
about how
eating,
much like
dining.
that, like even think about like your parents or your great grandparent or whatever.
Yeah.
Like even like the idea of, to some degree or another, like for them to say, well, for like my family, oh, I'm going to leave this country, I'm going to go this place. They might have been like, I'm going to be the misfit.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Like I'm going to have to leave where I am and I already know how to do everything. Like, do you get what I mean? Like there's always every day people making choices about whether or not they want to step into doing something greater than where they are. You can either choose to look back and just be like, negative Nancy, woe is me, my life's never going to change. I'm never going to have this, I'm never going to do that.
Yeah.
If you do that for the rest of your life, you're actually not staying in step with how Christ has called us to be at all. Right? Like that's just not, there's no way that. So I think if anything, it's kind of like there's all different ways in which people can feel like a misfit, right? Like it can be you go somewhere and you're the only person that doesn't know English completely and you're finding it hard to fit in because I don't know how
to speak the language, to understand the culture.
There's that for someone, right?
Yeah.
But and then same thing, someone can go somewhere and like you really could just expand it out to the point that everyone feels like a misfit at any given point, at any moment, really.
Yeah.
It's all about what are you going to do with it? Are you going to choose to sit in it and let it be something that guides your life in a way where your heart's heart and you're a victim in it? Or are you going to turn it into, this is the way I am, like this is the way I fit, there's nothing wrong with it. You can have so you do you, I'm going to do me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to at least go and give things a go. I'm going to try, right? So I feel like that's pretty much the crux of it.
Crux.
Yeah. But also the restaurant thing, I know what you mean.
Yeah. And
I mean,
there's places where, like I love that you say that because in the summary, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Right? Is, yes, you've been there. Yes, you've done that. But you don't have to stay there.
Yeah.
You know, for your kids that come through after you, your legacy, they get to have the abundance if you make that move.
Every one of us is making choices for the next generation. Yeah. And so you get to make a choice. Do you move or do you stay where you're going to be?
That's it.
Like, and even like I think of our parents or whatever it took for them to come to Australia or, you know, in some ways change a lifestyle that led them to living and following Christ, you know, like some family members of mine and things with drugs and stuff like that. And that's a big change. You have all your friends and you know how things go. And so even that's a big, all of a sudden you're a ginormous misfit. You go to a place where perhaps you're thinking no one here's ever done drugs, so I would never hang. But I think once you get into community, sometimes you actually learn to realize there's a lot of people that have a lot more in common with you than you realize and are actually wanting to be there for you and actually really wanting genuinely to encourage you. And so you can either learn to step into it and see what happens, or you can sit down and cry. I'm not going to do that.
They're crying.
Not on my watch,
Cry,
mate.
baby, nah.
Not on my watch.
But, you know, that's one thing I really appreciate you, Gabs, you know, and the character that you have. You're able to have grace for people in that state, but you've also got the care, and not the type of care of like, I'll pray for you, mate, and hope you get well. Yeah. No, you actively care.
Thank you.
Right? And, you know, you did that with my family, you know, when we were through some slums, you know, and we were going through some really tough times. And, you know, we still talk about it now that, you know, you and Chase came over. And there was significance in it so much, but brought a slaughtered lamb, whole lamb, you know what I mean? Dropped that off for us. And, you know, that's respect, you know, I love that. And that's it. You know, we don't only want to pray for you. We want to be able to share. How can I help? You know, maybe I can't give you, you know, all of my money or all of this or that, but, you know, what's some way that I can connect you with the right person that might help you with housing, might help you with, you know, a food hamper or something. And, you know, you reflect that great character, you know. And, yeah, so it's not only been about, like, coming through something and getting over it, and then never turning your back on where you've been.
Yes.
Leave the door open.
Yes.
Right? So someone else can come through the same door, you know, and hopefully they can leave the door open for someone else, you know?
And everyone can get through and keep
that's
moving.
it, you know? Hey, that's it. Where there's unity commands a blessing, you know? And that is, it speaks volumes. So, yeah, you might have a label, but don't stay with that, you know, move forward. No. Anakita. We talked a little bit about it in the last couple episodes, but, you know, like, what does the Lord really have for you, you know? If you don't know, why don't you know?
Go ask him.
That's it. If you do know and you're not doing it, well, why aren't you doing it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
but that's the thing. I think people would sometimes go, oh, well, I can't do it because I haven't got this, I got that. No. Yeah, what does God say? He says, you're the head and not the tail. Yeah. I'm more than a conqueror in Christ Jesus. I can do all things through Jesus Christ who strengthens me. Yeah. So get on the bandwagon of, you know what? I don't know, but I'm gonna work towards it. I'm gonna move towards the goal. You know how I always say that. Yeah. Just move towards it.
Move forward.
Or just got to be moving towards it.
Yeah.
However that looks. I wanted to ask you, so with the song, because you've got your own lyrics in there. Like, how did you come up with the lyrics for the song? And what's your favorite lyric that you wrote?
Hey, yo, I'm a misfit. God grind, never this. On my mind, got a distance. Gone in an instant. Nah, I'ma win this. He's a part in my heart, now list. I love the whole thing, hey. But I'd probably go with the beginning. Hey, yo, I'm a misfit. God grind, never this. Because even as a misfit, you've got to have some type of grind.
Yeah.
And in that grind, you can't diss it. Yeah. And what I mean by that is there's some, Christian and I were talking about like some of the jobs that we had in the early days, you know what I mean? And some of those cringe jobs were like, oh, shame, somebody's going to see me doing this. I'm pushing a trolley you know, stuck in this or, you know, doing something. And I never dissed the grind. Yes. You know what I mean? Yes. When you're on that hustle and you're trying to get by and you're doing whatever you have to do whatever means it is. Yeah. No, I never dissed that. So I think for me, that beginning part, it's a reflection of like, I was there. I don't even disrespect it now. And, you know, someone else that's in that same hustle, I ain't going to disrespect them. Yeah. You know, like, I think that will probably be the takeaway for me.
I reckon my favorite line is, life to these dry bones. Now let's celebrate.
Hey.
I just feel like that's such a good line. Because I'm like, it's kind of just like wrap it up. Life in these dry bones. So I'm going to celebrate.
Celebrate it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I like that line. What about, like, did we have an idea of how we wanted the song to feel, do you think? Or do you think when we wrote that song, we were sort of more like just on a vibe? Like, what do you reckon?
I think it was a bit of both.
Yeah.
You know, like we vibe to all of our songs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So we wouldn't put it out there if we didn't think it was, well, if we didn't like it, and there is songs that we've done that we haven't shown people. And
there's heaps.
Champion State, I think that's one that I've got on my mind right now. But like we vibe on it, and if that vibe carries, then we want people to feel that same vibe. Yeah. But at the same time, you know, there's a story and there's a narrative behind, you know, what it is. Yes. And that's probably one of the things that I love that we do when we do come up with some music is like, yes, what are you feeling on this, guys? You know, like, I'm feeling this, you feeling that? All right. Yeah. And then it's like, how do we make that come alive?
Yes.
You know? What's the storyline? So what do we actually mean? You know, and if we break things down, like that lyric about like, hey, yo, I'm misfit, go grind, never this, people wouldn't understand like what that actually meant. Yes. Because they're listening to the sound. Yes. But I love that we have this podcast platform.
To sort of
we can share that
a bit more,
with the world of like what we actually mean by saying I'm a misfit.
I think also like the song's a bit like, cause it's kind of bouncy a little bit. It's kind of like a bit of like an anthem, like, this is the way I feel. Hey. Ain't nothing wrong with this. Yes. It's almost like this is me, like, you know. And I think I think in reality, everyone is a misfit. Everyone to some degree or something else feels like that in some part of their life or in some different way. So I think they're kind of just everyone can almost relate with that. You know what I mean? It's not just a certain group.
No.
I feel like anyone goes, oh, and this part I feel a little bit like, but I'm gonna say, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
And what?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I'm
That's
gonna,
still fit.
yes, like I'm gonna take it and stand on it and not, be a victim to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I love that you mentioned that about the victim. You know, like if we keep that same victim mentality, I'm telling you what, you're stopping yourself from moving.
For sure.
You're stopping yourself from moving forward.
Yeah.
Because yes, what happened to you, you probably don't deserve it, and you know, wish it didn't happen. Totally get that, but at the same time, we can't stay stuck. We need to move.
Yeah, for sure.
We need to move forward.
Yeah.
Being a misfit is, yes, you may not fit in, but don't let that stop you from moving forward or sitting in the chair that you're supposed to be sitting in.
That's right.
You know, you deserve to be
Talking
here.
yourself out of something.
That's right. I can't walk a mile in your shoes.
Yeah.
But I can walk with you.
Yeah. And we don't want to be people who are, like you said, not moving forward to some degree or another. Like there's different seasons in your life where maybe you're walking, sometimes you're having a seat, but you know, there's been plenty of times where God's been like, sit down, Gabrielle. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That's it. I'm like, and he's like, just sit. And so I have to learn to sit. Yeah. But then there's been other times it's like, hey, nah, you got to get up.
Time to go.
We're not going to, you got to, next thing, keep moving. What's next? And honestly, I think like so much around the misfit thing probably as well is just like that idea of not to sit and like dwell and be like, oh, well, I did this or this happened to me and, oh, it's just the way I am, or I haven't got a rich family, or I don't have this. Well, I mean, if you're already talking like that, you're not going to get nowhere. Yeah. You've already decided what you want from life is just to stay there. You've got to start changing the way you think, and it starts with the way that you talk. So I think with Misfit, we're saying, this is the way I fit. There's nothing wrong with it.
Ain't nothing
you
wrong with
do
it.
you, and I'm going to do me. Yeah. Yeah. And then like your words are also affirming that, right? Yeah. Like I'm a misfit, but life to these dry bones. Now let's celebrate. Like let's get on with it, right? So, it's almost like the nice in between spot of going, you might not have it all together. You might not have all these things. You might not have what you want and where you want to be right now, but keep moving, keep going, do something.
Don't stay weak.
Yeah, don't stay there, man. Don't stay there.
Let the weak say I'm strong.
Yeah.
You know, like do it.
Yes. Isn't that in Joel, in the book of Joel?
That's it. Hey. Joel 3:10.
Yeah, I was going to say 2:12. You know me, the numbers.
Joel 2 is pretty good.
Yeah.
No, but like, that's it. And I love that we get this platform to share our music, you know, share about the music. And, you know, I really hope that people out there get to, you know, not only listen to the song, check out the lyrics, follow that, and hopefully that relates to you in some way, shape, form.
I think as well, the song, we want it to add to the world. We don't want it to be, we want it to be, I think we said in another episode, like a light, like a beacon, you know, like, and our songs, I think songs can do that. I think they can inspire. I think they can encourage. I think they can. And there's different songs for different things on different days. But I feel like this is more of like an inspirational thing as well. Yeah. You know, like in the body of Christ as well. Like, you know, Paul talks about how we all different members, different parts of the body for different reasons, for different jobs, for different things. Yep. And, you know, if I'm a toe, I don't know if I'm a toe. Got a purpose. And I'm trying to be a nose, then that's not going to work either, right? Yeah. I'm a toe, so I'm going to be a good toe. Yeah. You got your place. Right. And so, in other words, be you uniquely how you feel. Otherwise, we've got to be doing our part as well. Like, what does that look like? So I'm like encouraged to also be like, okay, I'm going to be the way that I'm supposed to be doing it. You know what I mean? Cool. I think as well with the song, probably something else would be nice to talk about. Thinking about like talking about our songs. Like, do you feel comfortable talking about like songs and like the personal side of it? Like, I feel like me and you are pretty happy to do that. Hey,
how much you gonna pay me? Yeah. No, I think that's really beautiful. You know, like being able to connect not only in song with your audience, but in the story,
Yeah.
you know, in that narrative and that
Connectiveness.
connectiveness. That's the one.
Connection.
Connection, Bluetooth, you know, but with the audience, you know, being able to connect with the audience through our music, you know, that's so important. And I think, the more we get opportunities to do that, the better.
Yeah, for sure. And I think as well, like out of our, like I would love for our listeners to be listening and then to know more about the lyrics so that they can go, oh,
what do you mean
is
by
meanings
that?
like this.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
you know?
And then they feel a bit more connected as well, like you're saying. Like, is there a particular type of listener? Like, what kind of person do you envision or that you want to be listening to this podcast and going and downloading and distributing our song to their cousins? Misfits.
Well, I was one of those ones that, you know, hey, you want this song? I got it.
You can collab with us. We promo.
Let's see how old you are.
Yeah. So how what kind of, what are you hoping that our listeners are getting from us sharing this stuff?
I really hope that our listeners can relate, you know, and connect with us. Yeah. But I hope this really gives them some light and some shine for their own life.
Yeah,
you know, instead of, you know, yes, this is our journey with our music and stuff like that. But, you know, for someone that may be going through something that's really tough, you know, and to not be able to speak to anyone and maybe isolating themselves, you know, for them to be able to put headphones on or put our song on, play it, you know, and be able to be encouraged in that dark moment. You know, I really hope that people can connect with it. Not only in those ways, but on the, you know, vibey times too, when, you know, you're with your family or you're cruising down the beach or whatever it is. And, you know, you want to bump to our songs and stuff. So, like, I think in many different ways, I hope this relates to people, you know, across emotions. So it's not only in one, but it's in many, and being able to relate. And if you can't relate, then that's okay. But being able to see, you know, some of the lens of what it was like in, you know, for both me and your experience. And, be encouraged that there is other people that do it tough. There's other people that don't fit in. And there is other people that just need somebody to listen to or to be there to comfort them.
I think as well, like, it's nice to know that, and I think it's fine to have a mixed variety of people who are listening in. Like, I think that there's a certain amount of people that are like going, hey, this is really nice sound. This is good music. I like the music. Then you've got people who are going, I like what they stand for. I like what they're bringing. You know what I mean? And so I think there's always like a bit of those two sort of domains of like, and that's fine. That's exactly what we want. Like, you know, I don't expect that everyone will like every single one of our songs, but I also want them to be somewhat inspired and be like, these people are, you know, encouraging and hopefully inspiring to some degree or another. And that's good as well. You know what I mean? So that's why we do the podcast, so we can dive a little bit deeper and kind of share a bit more with people. Hey.
That's the one.
Hey everyone. We're just going to do an acoustic version of Misfits. We know that it's a song that you guys are going to love. So yeah, listen in. Let's go. This is the way I
My
feel.
place.
Ain't nothing wrong with
Nothing.
it. You can have your turn.
It's
too.
yours.
No need to be so rude.
Just wait.
Our Savior's on the way. Just wait.
Just wait.
Ooh, he's coming
Hey,
for
yo,
you.
I'm a misfit. Got ground every distance. On my mind, got a distance. Gone in an instant. Nah, I'ma win this. Here's a part in my heart now lives. Achieving my dreams when they fade away. Resilient mind, ahead to stay. Imprinting my legacy on the plate after them dry bones. Now let's celebrate. And all the struggles that we've been through. He never lies and never leaves you. He's always guiding like the morning dew. And where the deed will always lead you. The time is of essence. We thrive in the season and seeking his presence. The anxiety, stressing, embracing the blessings to reach for the heavens.
This is the way I feel.
My place.
Ain't nothing wrong with
Nothing.
it. You can if your turn to.
It's yours.
No need to be so rude.
Just wait.
Our Savior's on the way. Just wait.
Just wait.
Ooh, he's coming for you. Oh, when time gets tough, the tough get going. But I'm already in this deep, no need to be out running. This light up under my feet, hey, directing my logistics. Even if I am a misfit, I just call on Jesus, say his name.
Jesus.
Then I pray.
Pray.
Walk this way, I'm not the same. Oh, I'm an individualist, collectivist. I'm feeling blessed, a different type of activist. This is the way I feel.
My place.
Ain't nothing wrong with
Nothing.
it. You can if your turn to.
It's your.
No need to be so rude.
Just wait.
I'll say this on the way. Just wait.
Just wait.
Ooh, he's coming for you. And me. And you.
Hey, what up? It's Joe and Gaz from SONG Misfit.
up?
Thanks for joining us today, and hope you enjoyed this episode. Go out, check out our song
Misfit
on all platforms. Like it, subscribe, and share it with your friends. You know, we'd love to hear some feedback as well. If you've got any feedback, let us know what you think of the song in the comments below.
Awesome. Later, guys. Bye.
Just wait.
Just wait.
Ooh, he's coming
Hey,
for
I'm
you.
a misfit. Go grind, never distance. I'm a mind at a distance, gone in an instant. Nah, I'ma win this. He's a part of my heart, not less. Achieving my dreams when they fade away. Resilient mind, ahead to stay. Imprinting my legacy on the plate. After them dry bones, now let's celebrate.